one's good, one's bad, yeah, they're really always like this. We don't know who's who, but at least we know who Mike is. They love to complain, they got sports on the brain, and they frequently drive each other insane. It's the good and the bad and the my-ya-ya-hink. The good and the bad and the my-ya-ya-hink. The good and the bad and the my-ya-ya-hink. It's the good and the bad and the my-ya-ya-ya-hink.
Hello and welcome to this week's episode of The Good, The Bad and The Mike. As always, I'm Oisín, that's Cian,
Woo!
and that's Mike.
Hello.
So a bit of housekeeping before we jump straight into things. Today is we're recording this on Valentine's Day, so we're going to have a shorter episode. We're not going to do any news. We're just going to do a quick Super Bowl recap. And then we'll be back to normality next week.
Yes.
All things, yeah.
Well, you
Hopefully.
could say we are a little bit time pressured tonight.
We just a small bit.
Not calling anyone out.
Well, look, to be fair, I told that story 15 minutes ago, and we fucking sat around doing nothing for the last 15 minutes. So,
it's an artistic process, you know. You can't rush art.
You got to get into the mindset.
Exactly. If anything, it just shows your dedication to this channel.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
That's fair.
We have to try very hard to fit in a bit of time to do a Super Bowl recap.
Yeah, I know. I had to trick Megan with candles in a bath.
I mean, trick is an interesting choice.
Accurate.
Yeah,
interesting.
I'm honest on this podcast.
All right, let's just jump straight into our Super Bowl recap then.
Yes.
Which happened last night. It was a good game, depending on who you were up for. It was a good game generally.
Yeah, I thought it was
I
Second
found it a
half,
bit
maybe not.
underwhelming. Second half, other than the first minute of the second half, maybe the last.
first 2 minutes and the last 2 minutes. Everything in between that and the second half was a bit slow.
Just forgettable.
Yeah, it is forgettable. Like, I couldn't even tell you how many times the Bengals or the Rams had the ball. How many 3-and-outs there were.
There was a lot of punting in that part. But I'd still take that on a 3-point game over a blowout, so I was very happy with it. I thought it was an enjoyable game.
There was 12 punts in yesterday's game, 6 punts each, and I feel like most of those came in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, I feel like they would have.
But yeah, spoiler alert, the Rams won the Super Bowl 23-20 against the Bengals. I mean, look, it wasn't the...
Same old sorry-ass Bengals.
Same old sorry-ass Bengals. At least Aaron Donald might retire. We'll get on to that. It wasn't the game that it was hyped up to be. I mean, what was the under-over on points? It was like 47 and a half?
46. I think it was 46 and a half, 47 and a half, somewhere around there, yeah.
I mean, it was close.
It changes, but yeah. It at halftime, it looked like it was going to be. Halftime was...
to be fair, it was when Odell got injured when the Rams began to stall on offense.
When the Rams lost all their weapons. And then down to nobody.
Cooper Kupp and friends.
At those friends being very non-existent.
Yeah, pretty much. Cooper Kupp had eight receptions for the Rams, and the second highest is 4. Bryson Hopkins and Van Jefferson both had 4. Like, it's not great.
They're not ideal numbers. And I mean, because I was looking this up, going into the fourth quarter, I'm pretty sure Cooper Kupp had about 50 yards. He had basically all those on that one drive.
Yeah,
he got 40 yards, which is insane.
I mean, the Rams couldn't run the ball either, which didn't help.
No, they had no luck, apart from what Cam Akers averaged 1.6 yards. Henderson averaged 1.8.
Cooper Kupp got a good,
just got
like that one rush on, was it third or fourth down? That was huge.
Fourth down.
Yeah, the fourth and one.
Fourth down.
Yeah.
Reverse.
Yeah, that was, you know, that was near losing by 7 deep in their own half. Because if they don't go get
Yeah.
that, then that's a basically guaranteed L at that point.
I did see something where I found funny. A lot of Bengal fans were saying, obviously in the final drive, you know the way there was the penalties going on galore.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
And what made it funny was they were complaining, saying, "How could you miss the helmet thing, which they benefit from, and then call that?"
I mean, that's a really stupid argument.
I know.
That's very weird.
It was funny. They were saying, "How did they miss? How is this? How is this worthy of a flag?"
Yeah, I to be fair, I don't think that hold was a flag. I think
No, it was very soft.
what I find most irritating about it is that they seemed to kind of just decide they were going to let them play
Yeah.
for the whole thing, and then right at the end, when the Rams fuck
Yeah.
up on a potentially game-winning drive, they throw a flag, a bullshit.
Yeah, because
holding flag.
there wasn't that many flags
There
throughout
was-
the game. It was a pretty clean game until
Up until that point,
That-
the Bengals
that, yeah.
only flag was the
They
reserve
got-
player
yeah,
came
yeah.
in to celebrate.
Yeah. Which is insane then, because that was like in the last few minutes, and then there was 3 flags on that one drive,
Yeah, true.
which was just fucking shocking. I think there, I thought that was poor from the referees personally.
I did
Yeah,
see,
like-
which was heartbreaking, is you know that final play by Burrows
Yeah,
Yeah,
where he gets sacked. I saw the extended picture of that. Jamar Chase was open because the Ramsey slipped. So if Burrows had one more second, he was in.
no.
I mean
that's
Aaron
so
Donald,
bad.
like at halftime had done nothing, and then
I mean-
after the Bengals, he pushed
Yeah.
Burrows out of bounds. At one point in the second half, and the Bengals players got in his
There-
face
did
and
you-
just
did you
really
not
riled him
see-
up, which was fucking stupid.
Did you not see
Yeah.
first half of what the center was doing? And it made sense. The first half of the
double
center
teaming.
was just, oh yeah, no, but he wasn't even pretending to, do the center part. He was just stopping and just immediately straight to Donald. He wasn't
Oh yeah.
at any sense. He was like, I am Aaron Donald. We are both Aaron. And then the Rams were just like, all right,
No,
Bob,
I'm Aaron Donald.
Vaughn, you just go on the outside. You're clear. Aaron got this.
Yeah, like Von Miller and Aaron Donald both finished on 2 sacks, which is pretty solid.
Yeah. Because Von Miller was also very quiet up until late in the second half, I feel like.
Yeah, I didn't like notice him a huge amount.
Yeah.
I mean, the Bengals did quite well until late in the second half. Like their offensive line did quite well up until late in the second half.
Yeah, no, they did.
Better
I
than
think they
everyone
are.
expected.
Their offensive line isn't great to begin with, but they're also missing a few, I think.
Yeah.
They had backup right guard and right tackle. So they did do well,
But
considering.
given that there was something like 1, maybe 2 sacks in at halftime, they finished on 7 sacks allowed.
Jeez. Yeah, I was just watching the play here that Mike was talking about. He needs a couple of seconds because as
Yeah.
Burrow's going down, Ramsey slips. But
Yeah.
it's a wide open touchdown if he gets some protection there. That's actually insane.
Yeah.
I do feel sorry for the Bengals. I mean, they
I
did
do
get
a
a bit
little
of
bit.
luck throughout the game. The miss of the blatant face mask offensive pass interference on their touchdown
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
start the second half. That was just so clear on the replays.
Another
But I
thing
can see why the refs missed it.
Yeah.
Because I think, Mike, you had said it yesterday. It looked like Ramsey kind of started to slip
Yeah.
and then got the tug on the face mask.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you
So,
could
like-
see
like-
why the refs thought he was going down anyway.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I think.
Go on,
Another
Mike, what were
thing
you gonna say?
now, it was I had hidden intentions for one of, but the last 2 plays for the Bengals, I was shocked Mixon wasn't in, and it was the backup running back for both those plays.
Perry.
Perryman.
Yeah, on
Oh,
the
yeah,
third and
Samaje
1, I
Perine.
thought that was
Yeah.
insane.
I was thinking to myself, surely you put. And Mixon was running well. It
Yeah.
wasn't like he was.
Yeah. Yeah, very good first half. He was definitely in form then.
He was
in the second
averaging,
half.
what's that, 4.8 yards per carry. And they didn't put him in on 3rd and 1.
I think this happens a lot when they have them in on first down and then have them in on second down, and then they're a little bit tired, and they need a play
Yeah,
off
but if
because
it's alright, fair enough for the 3rd one, but if it's 4th and 1 and it's your arguably the last play of your team and your season, you put him in, right?
Yeah, this does seem to happen a lot. Like it happened a lot. We were watching the Titans play when Henry was playing at the start of the year, and on a lot of 3rd and 4th downs, Henry just wasn't in. So it seems to be something that every team does.
Well,
at this
I know
level,
even the
we expect
49ers
everyone to be decent.
have
A third down back.
back.
Yeah,
It's something that teams do, but I think
Purposeful
from what
third
I
down
was
back.
seeing, from what I was reading online from Bengals fans, is that Perrine comes in because he's a better pass blocker.
Oh, fair.
So I wonder if the thinking was it's 3rd and 1. If we bring in Perrine, they might think they might be more likely to try and defend a pass and
Yeah.
leave a bit of space in the box. But I mean, Perrine had
No, that's fair.
2 runs for 0 yards.
Yeah, and the 4th one, the 4th down, he was in again, and I don't think he was in pass blocks. He was in. He was out wide. He was out.
Don't see it coming again.
Yeah, I don't know. It just seemed like
remember.
a strange choice.
But
yeah, I don't know.
Stafford gets his ring.
Yeah. Will he retire now or?
I say Stafford keeps going.
If Stafford, Aaron Donald, Sean McVay would all like to retire because they've all won a Super Bowl now, that's fine.
Sean McVay guaranteed that he will not retire in the post-match conference. He did. He said he's definitely not retiring.
I mean, I don't see why he would. To be fair,
Yeah,
he's considering
so that. Yeah, considering he could coach for another 40 years and be as old
Yeah.
as Belichick is right now,
it's insane.
is ridiculous.
Jeez, Stafford's 34. Didn't think he was that old. I genuinely.
Stafford has another 10 years.
Well, if he TB12s it, maybe.
Stafford's not Tom Brady.
No.
Oh,
So
Ben's 30. Ben retired at 40.
I want to say 40, maybe 41. Yeah.
Aaron Donald's only 30.
Really?
I think
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
But I think Aaron Donald's kind of saying.
Oh, Aaron Donald.
Yeah.
I don't know why I had Aaron Rodgers in my head. Yeah, that
Donald
makes sense.
I think the stress and thing he puts himself through. I think he
Yeah.
said himself.
Oh yeah.
Like
I saw he
I've won
was.
the best NFL player twice. I've done best defensive player 3 times, and now I have
3 times,
Super Bowl.
yeah.
What more do I want?
Oh
Yeah.
no, 100%. He's like.
And
He's
considering
nothing to come
that
back
teams
for.
are now just triple team, he's like, my stats aren't going to go up because I'm being triple teamed. This
Yeah.
isn't fun
I
for
saw
me.
he was asked about retirement in his post-match interview and said, "Just give me a few days to think about it."
Yeah, so they should come out sooner rather than later, so
Yeah.
that makes sense.
But he'd be a huge loss now to that Rams team,
Oh, 100%.
Oh, so much.
who are also losing OBJ, who was a big loss during that game yesterday. I mean,
He was.
I
Yeah.
wonder, and obviously when he went down on what appears to be a
ACL.
torn ACL, I wonder if he didn't pick up that injury. I assume the Rams would have re-signed him.
I did hear a story say he would take a pay cut to stay in LA.
Like, if he is out the whole year, yeah, you're paying him for an extra year, but you just put him on IR just to guarantee that when he comes back,
Yeah.
that you have him and that you don't have to then get into any kind of bargaining war then with other
That
teams.
is true. But
He's 29 though, and
but
it's the same
unfortunate
knee
for
he
him,
tore the
yeah,
ACL.
it's a
Oh,
double
yeah.
ACL.
Yeah.
It's 2 ACLs now on that.
Yeah.
That it's not
So
worth it.
he someone will
gets
pick
his
him up
ring.
whether it's this year or next year, but he should be sheepish
Yeah.
Yeah, I
if he's
wonder
that's
if
happened
he'd
to
be
the
the
same knee twice.
I doubt he'll be the same player.
And then
He's come back from one, and he was pretty good this year, because he missed.
Yeah, but the fact that it's the same knee.
yeah.
Yeah, that is quite concerning.
Considering that my career ended with kneecaps.
Yes, so you're clearly on the same level as OBJ.
Yes, 100%. Did Mike's dad send in videos of centre backs not passing to him?
Yeah.
No.
His old team.
My dad sent videos of why I shouldn't start. was the opposite effect.
Mike stands on the sidelines and goes, "Get him off the field."
Do we want to do a few minutes on the halftime show?
I loved it.
Yeah.
I've watched that halftime show, I think, 4
So
times today.
I know it was a funny one. We mentioned what would the meme. We had Left Shark.
Yes.
We've had being lost. So far, the early contender for the winner is 50 Cent hanging upside down. Is the meme I've seen so far.
Yeah. My favorite thing actually now when on a rewatch is you can see him come out into you can see him and his dancers come out into the area where he does his thing and he like lifts himself up onto it. But yeah, I mean, like, it was a very good halftime show.
I enjoyed it. Like,
Yeah.
they had so many people. I wasn't sure how good it would actually be if everyone has to get airtime and a song each. I thought they might be squeezing a bit too much, but
Eminem
it was
took
good.
the
It was fun.
beanie after,
Eminem's sticking the middle finger up.
Did you see actually the reports had come out beforehand that he had been told he wasn't allowed to take a knee during it?
Really?
And he didn't take a knee at
was...
any of the rehearsals.
The rehearsals,
that was
yeah.
Which I find kind of funny.
Good old Eminem.
But I mean, like, it's not like...
I didn't notice it live. It kind of didn't dawn on me until afterwards. I was like, oh yeah, he did do that, and he really probably was told not to. So yeah,
it was
interesting.
Show,
yeah,
it was.
Um,
Very lack of good ads, though. I was very disappointed with the Cowboys.
ads weren't great this year.
They were not good
some
compared
good
to other
movie
years.
ads. Some good movie trailers.
Yeah.
But I mean,
yeah,
it was.
Do you know
was
what?
a disappointing one.
Do you know what I did see actually? Do you remember the ad that was the DVD thing hitting the corners, just going around like the old school DVD loading screen?
Cryptocurrency.
The cryptocurrency thing, yeah, that was so well. Their website crashed 30 seconds after the ad aired.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah, I don't remember who it was who did it. Don't really care it either. But that was
Coinbase, I think.
100%
the
best one.
Probably
That was the best one.
I think the one I had the most enjoyment on ad was the NFL one itself, where all the players came out.
Oh, the players! I did enjoy that one actually. To be fair, I thought that was a good one. It was, yeah. Like, there's a few good ones. The Austin Powers one I quite enjoyed. Did all the OG cast back for the Doctor Evil thing.
That just made me
nice.
really want to watch Austin Powers again.
It so did. It's such good films. I don't think they age great.
No, probably not.
No, but they're good films.
Who got Cooper Kupp got the MVP?
Yeah.
I mean,
honestly,
he carried that team in the second.
He did, but I don't know. I didn't think he deserved it though.
Yeah, I also wasn't sure about that one because it didn't feel like he was MVP. Like, yeah, you can say he was MVP there the last couple of drives, but he wasn't like a huge impact throughout the entire game.
I think Donald changed the game that second half, and I thought he was quite deserving. He literally was a one-man wrecking ball.
Like, the issue I have with that was that both Donald and Cup did well, but they both only did well for the last kind of fourth quarter and a bit into the third. Like, neither of them... If Donald had a better first half, I'd say he had to have won it, but I was happy with either of them getting it because they both kind of, for the same length of time, had a good control over
I'm
them.
happy. I'm happy
suppose the issue is who else was...
To Stafford, yeah.
Yeah, it didn't just give it to the default. Stafford, you're the quarterback. Here's the MVP.
Yeah, here you go. You win this. That's very true.
If the Bengals had pulled it off on that last drive, who would have gotten MVP?
If Higgins scored, it would have been Higgins.
He was one who got the first touchdown, 80 yards.
He got the two of them.
Did he get two? If he got two, then if he gets three, definitely.
He was the only player to hit 100 receiving yards as well.
Oh, fair play.
From either team. Cooper Kupp only hit 92.
I mean, other contention, Eli Apple was up there for the Rams.
Yeah. Like, because you look at T. Higgins had like a fair few yards, but they spread it out a fair bit. I would have been more happy with Joe Burrow getting it, but if T. Higgins did score a touchdown, then it has to go to him. Chidobe Awuzie getting the pick. I've been okay with him getting it.
I mean,
Awuzie.
I was a bit worried at one stage when Burrow looked like he did his knee.
Yeah, both QBs looked like they got injured very close together, and that was a bit of a.
It was good
worry,
to see
I'd
both
say.
of them come back out.
Yes.
Um,
And
That's a question. Go on, kid.
I was going to say Evan McPherson only got 2 of his 4 kicks. If wait till next
Unfortunately.
year, yeah, to break the record.
To be fair, he did enjoy the Super Bowl halftime show.
yeah,
I
he
love
was
that.
living his best life.
It's like, hey, you coming into the team talk? He's like, team what? I kick a football. I'm gonna watch this.
Um,
Um,
the
It
big
will be
question now though is, do you think either of these teams are going to make it back next year?
Rams, no,
Rams not a chance.
not a chance. The way the Rams are built, it's a all or nothing of one season.
Yeah.
Who are
That'll take
they?
at least
Who are they losing?
3 years.
Who are they losing?
Where they're free
OBJ
agents.
and Donald straight away off the bat, probably.
Possibly Donald, but not 100%.
Do they have Von Miller for more than this year? I don't know what his
I
contract
think it's
length
just
was.
this year.
Uh,
Alright, here we go.
yeah, I think it was
here's
only
the
like
list.
2 months of Von Miller.
Oh, fair.
So the Rams, so franchise tag. So the players: Ryan Allen, Austin Corbett, Darius Williams, Von Miller, OBJ, Sony Michel, Dante Dion, Sebastian Joseph, Ogbania, Notebook, Mond, Brian Harbampler. No, not that much. They're actually not losing that much. Really, just
No.
Von Miller, OBJ, Sony Michel.
Yeah, but they have nothing
Matt Gay.
unless they re-sign them.
Yeah.
They have no draft capital. They're probably gonna
And
go on.
then
Yeah, that's the thing. Is
Whitmore.
that like, what do they?
And
have
oh
to
yeah,
might
do this
Whitmore's
year?
probably he should retire. I'd say. He's very surprised if he didn't. So
Their earliest draft pick is 3rd round, I think, is it?
definitely not first or second. I don't know what they've done to their 3rd round. But yeah. But the Bengals, like, they're like if they get a couple of new pieces, kind of
Offensive lineman.
offensive line, maybe a new DB or 2,
Yeah,
they could be a very good team for a very long time.
Yeah. Which is bad news for Browns fans.
Yeah. Yeah. If it helps, though, we're just as likely as them to win the Super Bowl next year, according to Paddy Power.
solid. More or less likely
so.
than the 49ers.
I'll tell you now.
The
I'd
Rams'
say-
Ooh,
earliest pick is
Niners.
a compensatory third.
Niners is slightly favorable.
Ooh.
Yeah, because if you're looking at your situation now, you are probably the best in your division with the Cardinals, whatever the story is with Murray.
I mean, a lot
Russell-
of it comes
yeah.
down to how good Trey Lance is.
Yeah, well, Russell Wilson,
That's true.
is he staying in Seattle? And now
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Rams will be, well, how's the cap going to hit them?
Yeah, that's fair. I just don't understand the cap.
I'd still say it'd be fairly competitive. But yeah, you're in a strong division, but you should be very strong next year.
Yeah, like it's going to be an interesting one next year.
Yeah, it's just annoying now to wait 9 months till it starts again.
Yeah, football season's
No,
officially
less.
over. We
7
get
months?
the draft. We get the draft
Get the
in
draft, good old draft night.
April.
I don't care about
And
the draft
then-
this year.
Oh yeah, you don't have a pick.
What happens? I've always wondered. Do wonder this sometimes, as I never really think about it that much. What happens to a player's contract if they retire? It's just the rest of it's
Just-
void. isn't it?
It's
void.
it's
I
void,
think the
but
guarantee is paid, but that's it.
I don't even think the guarantee's paid. But I think the only thing that is that like that team holds on to your rights until the contract length is like up.
Right.
So you can't just retire and then
Yeah.
unretire and pay for someone else.
Yeah, 'cause
You
that's-
might get
that's-
some of the guaranteed money, but
That's
I'd be
what happened
surprised.
That's what
Gronk.
happened with Gronk.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
He retired, and so we got a 5th-round pick.
Just because I'm looking at Aaron Donald's salary here on Over the Cap, and he's got 0 guaranteed salary. Looks like his cap number is 26 million. So like, if he does retire, that's a big save for.
If they like,
The Rams.
if he does retire, whether or not they have to pay him or not, that definitely won't be on the books. I'd say for next year. Then it won't count towards their salary because that'd be really bad if it did. Then it's like, Aaron, I want to retire. No, you don't. No. If we still have to pay you,
No, you're
get
still
the
playing.
invisibility suit.
I was talking to my dad today, and we were talking about Super Bowl, and he was saying his friend's brother-in-law, who was a massive Rams fan,
Yeah.
he flew over 2 weeks ago to watch the championship game, and he also got tickets for the Super Bowl. And I was like, how much did he fucking spend to do
Yeah.
that?
That's
That's a small fortune in itself. Tickets alone. Yeah,
I
I'd
think
say they
aren't
were
the
worth it, though.
cheapest tickets are like 50,000 or something for the Super Bowl, something stupid.
so
Like they
championship
must make
and
so much
Super
money.
Bowl. Yeah. So I'm gonna double check next time and say you coming over again. Any chance you can spot me a ticket?
Yeah. They spot me a tenner, go on. I know you're good for it.
But yeah. Do you think
It was
we'll ever have a
enjoyable
Super
even.
Bowl outside of the
Super Bowl,
States?
no.
Yeah, I
Not
doubt it.
unless that it like the expansion happens and like something like London officially gets a team. But until then, probably not.
Probably not.
Because like most new stadiums literally have it in their like contract with the city and the NFL that
Yeah.
they'll get a Super Bowl within 5 years of completion or something like that.
And then it's obviously well, it also depends on the area because there are stadiums that they have requirements that means I think 16 teams are ineligible to host the Super Bowl regardless.
Is that because they've recently hosted it or?
No, it's like you have to have a certain amount of capacity. Has to
Oh,
be weather permitted as well.
yeah. Yeah, I
So
suppose
like
a lot of the older
Lambeau
stadiums
can
stuff.
never have one. Gillette can't have one. I know that much.
Oh yeah, I suppose yeah. That's
I think
actually
there's
insane.
a stadium that's like 100 seats less than what's the minimum capacity, so that can't have one. Even though it's 100 seats, it's no.
Yeah. No,
You have
like
to have ideal
that makes
parking
sense.
things. There's a lot of things that have to be. That's why they always seem to be the same 5 or 6 stadiums get a Super Bowl.
More
Yeah,
new
yeah.
ones.
It does,
Hmm?
yeah. So a lot of the older
Yeah.
ones, particularly in the north where they don't have domes, they're just kind of fucked.
Yes.
Have to have a
Yeah.
minimum 25,000 hotel rooms in the area.
Fuck. I thought you were gonna say seats, and I was like, that's a bit low.
Nah.
That's actually quite interesting.
Yeah, I never think about things like that, that they have like minimum set standards for Super Bowls. Yeah. Yeah.
Miami have hosted the most Super Bowls on 11.
I do know that because there's like a 5 or 6 year period at the very start where they hosted them all.
New Orleans is second on 10th. On 10.
Ooh.
Then it's
On 10th.
Pasadena on 5. That's a big drop off.
Yeah. True. Do you know the funny thing?
Yeah.
That the Browns have never won a Super Bowl. I don't even think the Browns have played the Super Bowl. But if you look at the NFL Championship, I think 5 of like the 6 years before the Super Bowl was made,
Well,
it was won by the Browns. They have like 5 NFL championships in a row or something like that. 5 of like 8 years or something like that. So they're really good, and then they decided, let's do a Super Bowl, and then it's been 55 years of nothing.
of pain.
Shame. Pain. Except for those like 3 or 4 years where they didn't exist. Less pain those years.
All right. Does anyone have any final thoughts on the last night's Super Bowl, or any final thoughts now coming into the off season?
No. I think
No.
it's all been
Think we're good.
said.
All right. Well, in that case, we'll leave it there. So, yeah. Fuck the system, feed the algorithm, and remember, death comes to us all. Happy Valentine's Day.